There is one contract mechanism that quietly powers the K-pop industry. It isn't the 7-year headline fans argue about on social media. It isn't a scandal clause buried in fine print. It's the clause that determines who controls opportunities and who continues to profit once fame arrives. This single provision has shaped the economic foundation of K-pop more than any other contractual element. While fans debate creative direction and public personas, this clause operates behind the scenes, creating a revenue structure that benefits agencies long after the initial investment in training and debut. Understanding this mechanism is essential to understanding how the K-pop business model actually functions. Why this clause is overlooked. When fans talk about idol contracts, they usually focus on visibility, comebacks, charts, creative freedom, and public appearances. These are the elements that generate headlines and fuel online discussions. But the most consequential clause isn't about music production or performance schedules. It's about exclusive management, the legal right to control how an idol's career is managed, negotiated, and monetized across all professional activities. This clause doesn't make news because it doesn't generate drama. It doesn't create Twitter trends or viral moments. Instead, it works quietly in the background, establishing the framework through which every other aspect of an idol's career must pass. What exclusive management actually means. At its core, exclusive management gives the agency the right to act as the idol's primary and often sole representative across their entire professional career. That typically means the agency negotiates deals, approves outside work, manages how opportunities enter the idol's career pipeline, and serves as the gateway between the idol and the broader entertainment industry. This isn't limited to music activities. Exclusive management extends to television appearances, brand endorsements, modeling contracts, variety show bookings, international tours, merchandise collaborations, and virtually any other commercial activity that involves the idol's public image or professional capacity. Access to opportunity flows through the agency. If a brand wants to work with an idol, they contact the agency. If a television producer wants to cast an idol in a drama, they negotiate with the agency. If a magazine wants a cover feature, they go through the agency's approval process. The idol may have preferences or input, but the formal negotiation power rests with the agency. How the money flows. Exclusive management doesn't just organize schedules and coordinate logistics. It determines how income is routed, because most deals are sourced, approved, and administered through the agency's infrastructure. When a brand pays for an endorsement, that payment goes to the agency, which then distributes the agreed-upon percentage to the idol according to their contract terms. This payment structure is standard across the entertainment industry, but in K-pop it takes on particular significance because of how diverse an idol's revenue streams become. Album sales, concert tickets, streaming royalties, merchandise, endorsements, appearance fees, licensing deals, and international activities all flow through the agency's financial systems. As idols grow more valuable, the agency's participation grows with them, without proportionally increasing production costs. Training costs are sunk at debut. Once an idol is established, the marginal cost of managing additional opportunities is relatively low compared to the revenue those opportunities generate. The agency's infrastructure is already in place. Adding another endorsement deal or international appearance doesn't require rebuilding that infrastructure. Why fame doesn't weaken this clause? One might assume that as idols become more famous and valuable, their negotiating power increases and the exclusive management clause becomes less enforceable or gets renegotiated on more favorable terms. But popularity doesn't override contracts. Legal agreements remain binding regardless of how famous the celebrity becomes. As an idol becomes more valuable, approvals matter more, negotiations matter more, and the agency's role becomes more central, not less. High-value opportunities require sophisticated negotiation, careful brand alignment, and strategic timing. These are precisely the situations where agencies argue their expertise and infrastructure provide the most value. Fame actually strengthens the practical importance of exclusive management because the stakes of each decision increase. A misstep in contract negotiation or brand partnership can damage a valuable public image. Agencies position themselves as the experienced professionals who protect idols from such mistakes, making their intermediary role seem more necessary as fame increases rather than less. Why it scales across the industry. Apply this structure across multiple groups and global markets, and the scalability becomes clear. Agencies don't need every artist to succeed. They only need a few, because exclusive management ensures those few subsidize the entire system. A single successful group can generate enough revenue across enough categories to fund the training and debut of multiple new groups. The exclusive management clause ensures that revenue from the successful group flows through the agency across every activity, creating a reliable income stream that can be reinvested into developing new talent. This is why major K-pop agencies can maintain large rosters of trainees and groups even when only a fraction achieve commercial success. The successes are so thoroughly monetized through exclusive management that they cover the costs of the attempts that don't succeed. It's a portfolio approach to talent development, made financially viable by the comprehensive nature of exclusive management rights. Why it rarely ends cleanly. Even when an exclusive term expires, relationships often continue through renewals or new management agreements. This is why the 7-year limit isn't the clean finish many fans imagine. The legal obligation may end, but the practical dependency often continues. Idols who have worked with the same agency for years may lack independent industry connections, personal legal teams, or experience negotiating their own deals. The agency has been the interface with the industry throughout their career. Building an independent operation requires time, resources, and expertise that many idols don't possess at contract expiration. Additionally, agencies often offer renewal terms that are more favorable than the original contract, providing financial incentives to continue the relationship under modified terms. These renewals may adjust profit splits or grant more creative input, but they typically preserve the core exclusive management structure because that's what makes the relationship profitable for the agency. The real power advantage. Exclusive management rights are signed before debut, before leverage exists. Idols sign for access to training, resources, and the possibility of debut. At that moment, they have no bargaining power because they have no proven value. The agency holds all the leverage because they're offering the only path to becoming an idol. Agencies enforce these rights after value is proven. Once an idol is successful, the exclusive management clause that seemed like a standard provision at signing becomes the mechanism through which the agency captures the financial upside of that success across every category of activity. This timing asymmetry is the real power advantage. Contracts are signed when idols are powerless. They're enforced when idols are valuable. The exclusive management clause links those two moments, allowing agencies to secure comprehensive rights before anyone knows whether the investment will succeed, then exercise those rights across the full scope of success if it does occur. K-pop agencies design contracts that turn fame into structured, repeatable revenue by controlling the flow of opportunity itself. Exclusive management isn't just a clause, it's the architecture of the industry's business model. That's how the industry was built to make agencies powerful, and why understanding this single provision reveals more about K-pop economics than any discussion of album sales or concert attendance ever could.